Like if you have the mentality alone of I will achieve greatness, it's not going to happen. You have to put
It's
that
not
work in.
enough.
Yeah, you
That's not
have
enough.
to, blood, sweat, and tears. You have to make sacrifices. It's just a question of going back to the original topic. What sacrifices?
Yeah.
Are you going to sacrifice your family? Are you going to sacrifice your sleep? Are you going to sacrifice your day job or whatever? Something has to go. You can't honestly expect to be the next big streamer and keep everything the same. You just can't.
So I wanted to segue earlier, but you were still talking about a few things. But you've got a missus, you've got a kid, you've got another kid on the way. Earlier this week, we had a big announcement by Lax Hawthorne that he's stepping away from DayZ. We won't talk too much about him per se, but about the reasons why. Now, you said just before, Foxtrot, about how part of the reason why you play the servers you play is because of time. DayZ is a fucking addicting game. I can't count on both hands the amount of times I've been read the riot act by my missus about how much time I spend, and that's even just with the little amount of content I put out. I do the podcast and maybe 1 or 2 streams a week. As especially as a man with a family, a full-time job, commitments, mate, how do you manage it all?
I don't sleep.
Something's got to go.
Something's got to go. It's has a lot to do with my wife and my family being understanding that this is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
There's a little give and take. So weekends are no, I don't play the computer. I don't play DayZ. I get my video out, and that's about that. This is an exception, of course, because it's quite special.
Yeah.
But the weekends, that's my family time.
Yeah.
That's my time to do stuff around the house. That's my time to hang out with my wife and kids, play board games, do something. And I think that that's what people need. They need another outlet of some gratification. I take great pride and pleasure in spending that time with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She may not feel that all the time, but I do enjoy that time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do see that gaming in general, streaming, editing, all of that, even being on your device is very, very addictive.
Oh yeah.
But you have to find some other form of gratification. And whether that's going to the park, riding a bike, walking your dog, cooking bread, or making bread, I should say. There's something's got to give. You got to.
Sorry, I think we just lost you, mate.
Work through. I was just saying that you have to find some other outlet or form of gratification and make that balance important. You got to put balance first and foremost. Because I don't know, for people that have families, sometimes they may get irritated, they may get frustrated with the fact that you're away. You're there, but you're away. And you got the give and take. It's all about give and take. You can't just keep taking. And for me, I can only really talk about my personal experience because I don't know anybody else's. But for me, if I'm just sitting on my computer playing a game, getting content out, I'm taking away from my wife, from my kid, from all my other responsibilities that are there.
Yeah.
So you just got to find that balance. And that's something that only you can do.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, in regards to the lax situation, because you are right. Like, when you do something like that, something has got to give. But with Lax Lawthorne, with him being a streamer, there's that. There's that added pressure that you have to try and compete with the Twitch and YouTube algorithms in order to make money. Like, because that's it. Twitch, streaming content creation, that is his job. He has to make an income. He has to earn a living for his family. And at the same time, yes, you have to find some kind of like balance between that and, your personal life. You got to have time for your wife. You got to have time for your kids. And unfortunately, like, when you're a streamer or content creator, it's even tougher, depending on the circumstances.
Stressful.
Yeah, it's very, very
trying
stressful.
to stay trendy is one of the most stressful things that I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah, like when I watched the video, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking to watch him, to be in the state that he was. And like, I really do genuinely hope that he recovers and he gets better and the situation gets itself sorted out at some point in the future, and I hope that he can talk to his wife again to get everything sorted out so they can get some normalcy in his life. But I can't help but feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Sadness? Sorrow? How he's been driven to this path of trying to create all this content, which has led to an addiction, which has led to more stress and more addiction to create all of this kind of stuff, leaving him in the path that he's on right now. And it kind of opened my eyes a little bit more about it, because I spend a lot of time on the computer. I go to work and I come home, I spend a little bit of time with my family, and then I come upstairs and I go on the PC and I look up what's going on in DayZ. I look up like modders. I check the DayZ modders Discord. I look up extra Casey and what needs to be done, any projects that I need to work on, and then after some time I go to bed. And you kind of have to take a step back from that and realize that there's more to life than staying on the PC.
I like to say that there's a whole world about 12 inches up from your screen. Whatever screen that may be, there's a whole world.
I don't see it. But yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I understand because when you get a little bit of success out of this system, and I call it a system because it is more than just a video and whatnot. Out of this system, it's like a dopamine effect. It's like gambling. It really is like gambling.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to win. I'm about to do this again. It's hot. I'm gonna cash out. And then it just feeds into it. It's a revolving door of, and it's toxic. It's pure toxic about.
Oh God, yes.
The way that we beat ourselves up. Because I had to take a 3-month break because
guys, I'm having major headphone problems. It keeps on switching off.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, it is a challenge that you do have to face, and sometimes, yeah, like as you said, you have. You took three months off.
Yeah, I took 3 months off because I felt that my channel, my videos, everything was in this downward trend, and so there's two sides to that coin. I regret taking that 3 months off because now I'm playing catch up. Now I feel like I have to work harder. I have to try harder. I have to do this more. I have to push more. I have to do all of this extra steps.
Yeah.
Versus if I would have just stuck it out, I wouldn't have been in such a weird mindset at the time. But that 3 month off, 4 months, whatever it was a saving grace. I was able to spend all that time with my wife and fix things, and
yes,
just everything was going so well outside of the world of DayZ. Like I disappeared, dude. Like completely disappeared off Twitter, Discord, YouTube, just gone. And that helped me so much mentally that it was worth it. It was worth the recession the channel is in now. Because my videos went from doing on the low end, like 1K to the high end, like 5K views, right?
Yeah.
I'm now in the hundreds, but it doesn't
Right.
bother me. It does
No.
not bother me because I enjoy what I'm putting out. And if I enjoy it, I know at least one other person is going to enjoy it. And if that one person's
Yeah.
going to enjoy it, it's a chain. It's going to keep going. So,
Yeah,
for those people that have this as a living, I am envious, but I'm not, because
no.
there's so much stress that is involved with just keeping up with the trends, keeping up with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're doing this for something you enjoy and want to put out something for other people to enjoy, the numbers don't mean anything.
Yeah.
They're just numbers. And that's where you have to kind of like separate it. You have to separate it. And I know that
I'm not envious of those who do it for a living, per se, because the pressures on them is amazing. Like there was a tweet from the Running Man earlier this week talking about just one aspect of being a Twitch streamer. I'll bring it up on my screen. I don't know whether you guys or whether I can hear you guys now, but I'll bring this up. This is just another aspect of what is so hard for them.
Yeah. I looked at this thread. I was
reading through it a while ago too.
And it does raise more awareness of like when you are a content creator for not only DayZ but for any kind of dedicated game or subject or whatever, you have to put the time into it. But when it comes to like how you do get money, like he's talking about Twitch Prime and impacts the streamers, and it's like it's even more tougher because you have to put a lot more effort into your content to keep the people there. Like, a big streamer like the Running Man's, if he took 3 months off, Jesus Christ, there'd be an absolute fucking uproar.
It would be catastrophic for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would be catastrophic. And the amount of time for him to get back to where he's just at when he did that is astronomical. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's like, when he's announced that he takes a week off, people fucking people give him shit. And it's the same for any kind of streamer or content creator. They say, right, I'm going to take some time off because I need some R&R, need to spend time with family and whatnot. People lose their shit. They become so, what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged, I guess you could say.
I would call it
like
selfish.
Selfish, yeah. Like,
I would call it selfish. I mean,
and it's kind of like a mixed bag. There's so like, how to explain it? It's like, you try and create an income to support yourself or your family, and you can't take time off because you need to keep up with the trend. You need to keep up with your own upkeep for your own accounts, your community. Like you're doing a lot more streams, you're doing a lot more videos, the views and the money count goes up and up and up. And any break you take, it goes down. So you have to keep continuously going on and on and on. And if you're really in balls deep into it, it's a lot more tougher. And it's like, I couldn't do it. Heck, I was supposed to fucking stream today, and I was like, I couldn't be asked. And if I was a big content creator, and if I had that mindset, my channel would be down under instantly. I feel sorry for people who are in that in that situation. Like they just cannot fucking keep up. And I
feel like that there's some ways that you could think outside the box to kind of remedy that situation. Have a second channel or do something, like JLK. What's the time frame between his streams and his videos? It's months. It's like 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's growing. So for a streamer alone, like just a streamer alone, it is very detrimental to just take a break, even a day.
Yeah.
It's very detrimental. But for a content creator as a whole, it is our duty to kind of think outside the box and do something outside the norm. So I always try to see it, when I see a problem, I always try to find a solution. And this is a
Yeah.
problem. So there's got to be a solution for it somewhere.
Well, I mean, look at what Don Sibley's just written in chat. Don't even think about trying a new game. For some people, they are locked into a cycle.
Yes.
Now, like I was chatting with the running man via DMs earlier this week, about this issue, and I said to him, I'm constantly amazed that this guy is still at the top of the game, playing pretty much just one game. I don't know how he does it. Now, you've got Don Sibley, who's got a pretty fucking healthy audience, and he's been dabbling. Yes, he's trolling to an extent with some of the games he's playing, paint fucking drying simulator and the long train ride and stuff like that. And but the backlash from people, if you do not, perform.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. I was telling Lad this earlier. I think I like Don Sibley. He is a character, man, and he's hilarious. I enjoy.
He's a true entertainer.
He is an entertainer. Like, if you just go to his Twitch and watch his Twitch intro thing, dude, what you need to be on TV. Like, you are doing amazing with that. But I feel like what he's doing right now is just kind of trolling the whole system. And I get a kick out of it, especially the ones that are just wigging out on him. Like, I can't help but chuckle and laugh at it. I feel bad that he's getting such a backlash because he's doing whatever he wants to do. That's kind of why you guys watch him, is that he's one of those guys that does what he wants.
Yeah.
He's there for your entertainment, but he's trying to keep himself entertained at the end of the day as well. Of course, I don't know for sure, but I can speculate.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I even talked about the subject on my last stream, because it was like, I don't have a stream schedule or anything like that. I just stream whenever I want to, because it's not really a dedicated form of income for me. I work part-time. That's my life, So I was talking about it, and I've always wanted to stream other games, like games that I grew up with. Like, I want to stream more stuff to do with like Legend of Zelda, for example. I really want to stream Wind Waker. I want to stream Final Fantasy. I love those games. But if I tried to stream that with me being known for DayZ, I would get zero fucking attention and a lot of backlash, because people who would watch me because I do DayZ, they want DayZ. They want exactly that. And even I expressed my fear for that while streaming DayZ, which is, whatever. And it's like, look, I want to do more things with my Twitch channel. I want to do more things of content creation, but I cannot, because if you want to go somewhere, if you want to dedicate your time, and you want to reach that, like, your own goals of getting, like, how many followers or whatever, I'm
going to interrupt you. I agree with what Scarl Speech said. If you're not making thousands, play what you want to. If at the early stages of your career is when you need to diversify and establish yourself as a variety streamer as opposed to just one thing. Once you get big, then it becomes an issue of trying to diversify. Like, I'm genuinely curious. I think the Running Man is kind of future-proof now at his size. But I'm generally, I'm curious as to how lax he's going to go now that he's doing IRL streams. Will his audience still stay around? Will they go and just find other people playing DayZ to watch, the ones who are similar to the lax, like Uncle Ray Ray and Sarah Moore, the more crazy players. Do it now, mate. I say just do it.
I think every streamer and content creator has that fear. It doesn't matter if you're starting off or if you're big. It's probably more so if you are big. But I can vouch that as a smaller streamer, when you do another game, it doesn't matter who's watching. Someone will come. But you may have one, you may have two, you may have 15, you may have 100, but somebody will come, because that game has a name because you're not the only person that likes it. It's a numbers game. So do it, and don't be scared of the numbers. Just do it. And if you consistently do it, the numbers will come with it.
Yeah. I mean, because I kind of started, and I kind of started doing that like ages ago when I was getting really into Twitch streaming. Like, you know, that's kind of what I did, but it never went anywhere because I streamed too many games, and at the end of the day, like, no one watched. And then it wasn't until I actually started streaming DayZ, the numbers started picking up, and I was like, fuck, I'll just stick to this because it's a game I enjoy and whatnot. But for the bigger content creators, yeah, I mean, like, the Running Man's, yeah, he probably could decide to play, I don't know, The Long Dark, for example. You know, it's another survival kind of game, but I can guarantee he won't even get at least half the views he usually gets, because you'll have his dedicated fan base or community who'll watch him, for who he is as a person, as a content creator, and then you'll get that other half that will actually just watch him simply because it's DayZ. And then those people you'll lose, and you'll lose subs, and you'll lose follow counts. And when it is your form of income, that's stressful.
It matters.
So
Yeah.
It matters.
it does matter. But obviously, when it's someone like, you know, ourselves mainly, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things matter. But you have to stay kind of true to yourself. So even when you're a small streamer, depending on your mentality, it can even affect you then. So, I mean,
I just
You gotta
highlighted a
be-
bit there that, and you've probably been in the same boat yourself there, Foxtrot. But yeah, even the Running Man has had, looks like the riot act read to him by his missus as well. And at what cost to family and that is this game of Twitch and YouTube and all the rest of it? There are very few people who can, you know, just do it whenever they want, as they want, and switch off, especially when, like you said, lad, that it becomes your living. It is such a stressful fucking job. You know, the hidden mental health epidemic in streaming, we talked about this earlier this week on the channel.
Yeah.
But everyone looks at it, and they look at a Shroud, they look at a Ninja, they look at a XQC Cow or whatever his name is, and they think, you know, these guys are living the life and all the rest of it. But to get to that level, what have they sacrificed along the way?
oh yeah.
And what are they still sacrificing? Because, like he said in his tweet, where is it? The Mush one. It's time to be honest about this, to start thinking about how you as a platform can think about your streamers' welfare and the way in which you set things up in a must stream more mush kind of way. It's you know, you see so many people that, you know, they get stressed about streaming, they get stressed about not streaming. And I know it's something that people decide to do themselves, but at what cost to people? At what cost to their personal lives? It's why I'm so intermittent with my streams. If anything comes up family wise, it takes priority.
Naturally, it always should.
As it should, yeah.
No matter who you are, you cannot be like, oh yeah, sorry, I can't do that. I'm streaming because of X, Y, and Z. Now, if something were happen to my mother or my brother, you know, I'd be like, right, bye, go straight at them. So it's a no-brainer there, absolute no-brainer. But you will get those people who don't care to understand about it, and they'll give you shit for it, and they'll fucking lambast you, and it's just ridiculous.
Wow, it's hard. I do feel for anyone trying to make a living from this game. Yeah, it's fun. It's such an honor to be able to make a bit of money from doing something you love, playing video games or whatever. But yeah, like Scarlspeeder said, showbiz, baby. So
Exactly.
it's really, really hard to really think about it before you go all in with, I'm going to make a career from this, because it's a career that, yeah, you can't take your foot off unless you make it to where you're kind of future-proof and where you've diversified enough that you've got income coming in, like the likes of Shroud do from sponsor deals and all the rest of it. You know, the Running Man said to me on Twitter a while back, he got knocked back by Corsair. even though he's a massive Corsair product fan. And at his size, he got knocked back by them. It's hard to diversify, folks. If you're not doing it and you've got all your eggs in one basket, if something goes pear-shaped, you get banned or the platform goes down or you get caught in a Me Too moment, God knows whatever else, that's it, you're screwed.
Yeah. And that's the terrible part of it. I think that if you are like considering starting like a channel, you have to, one, be niche, but not too niche to where you back yourself up into a corner later down the road where you don't want to do that niche subject anymore. But you can't be too broad to where you can't gain a core audience that are there for you, not your content. Because those are the best people to have in your corner, are the ones that are there for you.
Yeah.
They like your voice, they like your attitude, they like the way that you interact with them, whatever. Those are the ones that are going to be there for you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
I have Scale Speeder's approach. Do it for fun and make a little cash on the side. Pretty much everything I get goes back into the show, into the community. And that's why I like doing it. Because we're able to, support and do things like that. That's my kind of approach. But I'm lucky. That in my situation, I can do that. There may be others who don't have a missus who has a really good job or something like that. Or, there's a lot of people turn to this game because of the lockdowns and all the rest of it. It's become their job and they're caught in that vicious cycle, Foxtrot.
I mean, I break even with my channel with what I make versus what I put into it. I break completely even. I don't pocket really $1. And my wife isn't working right now. So my income is the only income that we have in the household. It's just me. So yeah, if you can make a little cash by doing this and having fun, dude, you're winning. It doesn't matter if it's a penny or $1, but you're winning. And that's the kind of mindset that I think you should have, is do it for fun, make a little cash on the side. But at what point do you want to, because so if I were to like tell you the numbers, it's like not a whole lot, right? Versus my editing software, my music subscriptions that I use for the videos. Yeah, I break even. And it's not a whole lot of money, but I do it because I enjoy it. And that's the forefront of this topic. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't quit your day job because you've got 1,000 subscribers and you're monetized now.
don't fucking do that. That's
the worst thing you can do. Is quit your day job.
See, that's the thing though, with that kind of mentality. Like, back like a decade ago, when you had like content creators like and Felix, PewDiePie, he quit college, he quit his day job to do YouTube, and now he's like the number 2 most subscribed person on the platform. And same with Markiplier.
Number one. It's a corporation that's outdoing him.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair point. But even so, like you'll get people who think they'll be the next PewDiePie and they'll do exactly what he does, and it doesn't work out. And it's like it only happens very, very, very fucking rarely.
He's what you call an outlier versus the mass. I'm part of the mass, and he's an outlier. He's the one that just hit that algorithm on point every single step of the way, and became. It's a gamble. We're back at that. It's a gamble. He gambled and he won.
Yeah,
that's
he's what I was trying to say.
He's a great content creator. He puts.
I don't know if I would say he gambled. I think you look at some of the scandals he's been involved in. He evolved. He adapted. He changed as YouTube changed. A lot of people couldn't. Look at Filthy Frank. The content Filthy Frank was putting out. That just doesn't wash. Look at Leafy is here. That just doesn't wash anymore. Those guys did not evolve, whereas PewDiePie's gone from initially just doing basically him getting scared playing video games to him doing really edgy content. Who could forget Deaf to All, whatever. And now he's just basically doing I don't even know what you would describe it as, but he's managed to evolve. And
Yes.
you've got to, yes, sure, luck does play a part of it to initially rise above it, but he has
having an
evolved with the
understanding.
changing, understanding of what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. He definitely has an understanding of how it works, and that may be because of who he knows or what he knows, and that's whatever the case is there. That's information that the mass may not have, and because when you know somebody that has, I'm not saying that's the case. I don't know PewDiePie from Blow Joe. I don't, but I'm just saying.
Well, you're going to say something else then.
Spicy.
What is that?
You said Blow Joe. I thought you were going to say Blow Job.
Oh no. But yeah, so it could be that he has some other information that, or how it works. And I'm not one of those people. I don't know how YouTube algorithm picks its person of the month. I don't know. And, I'm sure if I did, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Of course.
Being humble is good for me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, when it comes to content creation, if you are not trying to, I would say, if you're not really bothered about becoming big and you're just doing it because you want to and you want to stay true to yourself, then fucking have at it. There's a lot of people who are doing the same thing, and that, yes, sure, they might not be getting the massive amount of numbers or the like a lot of subscriptions and shit like that, but they're happy. And if you're happy doing your content, who
bang on the money, mate. You've got to reevaluate it. If you're getting stressed by what you're doing, reevaluate it. You're doing something wrong. You can't expect to become the next The Running Man, the next Smoke, the next Lacked Hawthorne, the next JLK overnight. And YouTube is such Twitch is a little bit more, other than when you get rated by someone, Twitch is a bit more honest with how you're doing. You generally have the same sort of views and slowly increase here and there. When you get rated by someone, it's always great to have a lot of people in chat. I noticed that I get rated and then everyone runs away when they realise it's me they rated. But I'm used to that. It doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. YouTube, on the other hand, you can have a video that gets traction, that somehow ticks all the boxes of the algorithm and gets noticed, and you'll have 10,000 views on it. Then your next video only has 100 views. So it can be very, very hard on your ego to do YouTube. But you've just got to stick with it. You've got to understand that there's going to be troughs, there's going to be peaks, there's going to be this, that, and the other thing, and just do it because you enjoy it, not because... you eventually, if you may get lucky and you may be able to do it for a living, but just go easy with it. Don't go all in, and just
I mean, and so I feel like that's a double-edged sword as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're at this mentality of, all right, I'm just going to do it for fun, I'm just going to do it for chill, that's pretty much where you're going to be at. But if you're one of those ambitious, think outside of the box, breaks the YouTube kind of thing, you're going to have a different kind of mindset. And I don't know how to explain it, but mindset is everything. If you think that you're going to be on top, you might very well be in your own little world, or you might actually get to the top.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it to chill, that's kind of how I feel like where you're going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong. Like, sometimes people, like, who they just do it for fun, they just do it because they want to have a good time. Sometimes it can lead to better things. And I know, like, if I was to stream more often because I wanted to, and then it turns out that, I'm getting a lot more followers and subscriptions, and it could lead into something, I wouldn't gamble my job for it, but I would definitely invest a lot more time. Well, I would definitely invest something more into it to get more out of it. And that's just taking advantage of the opportunity that would come to pass if it ever did. But, some people don't take that. And, I agree. Like, if you only have that mentality, then you are going to stay there. And some people are fine with that. Some people are in denial about that. But it just depends on who you are and what you ultimately want to achieve. Like, I'm happy with where I am, but if I were to get an opportunity to do more, to get something more out of it, then fuck yeah, of course I'm going to do it. I'm only 25.
I definitely think that you're in denial if, and I'm not saying you, lad, I'm just saying in general, that you don't want to achieve greatness.
Yeah.
I don't know a person that does not want to achieve greatness or something.
I want to be the next Joe Rogan.
You know, exactly. You know, somebody out there wants to find the cure for cancer. Somebody out there wants to be the next Joe Rogan. So there's
heck, my highest point that I could ever hope to achieve right now is if I get on the DayZ monthly community spotlight. That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving the community, guys. That's it. That's all I fucking want.
cashing out at the high.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes. But yeah, you are right. Like, when it comes down to it, it's like if you want to, how would I say it? You can't be like, you can't have the mentality of if I achieve it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like, if you have the mentality alone of I will achieve greatness, it's not going to happen. You have to put.
It's not enough.
Yeah,
that's not enough.
You know, blood, sweat, and tears. You have to make sacrifices. It's just a question of going back to the original topic. What sacrifices?
Yeah.
Are you going to sacrifice your family? Are you going to sacrifice your sleep? Are you going to sacrifice your day job or whatever? Something has to go. You can't honestly expect to be the next big streamer and keep everything the same. You just can't.